Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I got some good news. We got some exciting news coming from Princess about a brand new dining option that everyone's going to be able to partake in. We have Royal Caribbean had some good news with their first quarter earnings. We had the Virgin's Valiant Lady passengers got an experience, and I tell you, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Trust me, it's crazy. Plus some pretty promising news from Cunard as well. First off, let's talk about Princess Cruise Line has just announced that they are bringing out a brand new dining option, and this one will be focused on seafood called The Catch by Rudy. Rudy, of course, is the head chef. He also is part of Holland America line, and I've met Rudy a couple times. Very nice gentleman, and his meals are spectacular, and I'm really glad because his specialty is kind of seafood. And I think it's about time we have a seafood restaurant on a Princess ship, especially with how many ships they have going to Alaska. And the good thing is they're going to be doing local fare from different ports in Alaska where they will get the fresh lobster, the fresh salmon, and things like that. Looks really good. It's coming first to the Enchanted Princess as she just came out of dry dock. And it's going to be replacing Bistro sur la Mer, the French restaurant that didn't open that long ago, like 2019, right before the pandemic hit. But apparently they think that maybe people will appreciate the seafood restaurant more than a French restaurant because it seems to be least amount of booking. You have the steakhouse books up first, then you have the French restaurant book, the Italian restaurant will book up, and then people will go to the French restaurant. So I think this is a good move. Don't worry if you're a steak lover and you say, well, it's all seafood, they will be having steak as well. Also, Cunard just floated out the Queen Anne, the fourth ship coming in their fleet in Venice, Italy, and they are now exactly 1 year, 365 days away from its inaugural sailing on May 3rd, 2024. The Queen Anne is, well, not the largest by gross tonnage. That still belongs to the Queen Mary, but she actually has 34 more cabins than that ship will have. And if you've ever been on Cunard, you know some of the ships are kind of blocky in the design interior side, and so a brand new ship being designed with a little bit more of a modern flair. And I've seen some sketches of what the ship should look like, and if they hold true to the sketches, it should be a spectacular ship, and I'm sure will be very, very much sought after. Cunard's still one of the only cruise lines that do regular transatlantic sailings. Ship looks beautiful. Good news for Cunard. Royal Caribbean also had a pretty good first quarter, just like Norwegian Cruise Line. They beat their estimate. While they didn't make a profit, they beat their estimate on what they thought they were going to make. And they say the reasons for that were a few things. One was very strong onboard spending. Another one was lots of close bookings, which means people were booking shorter version, like not a long, like a year out, 2 years out. People were booking them for a month away, 6 months away, hopping on next weekend. So that was a very strong process, and their bookings are looking very, very strong going forward. And the third thing, the one that most people won't like, higher costs. That's right, higher prices. They're charging more for their cruises, and it is reflected. I've seen it out there when I'm booking those ships myself. But it does have to make its money. Remember, they are billions of dollars in the hole from the pandemic, and eventually they got to make this money up. And apparently the investors liked what they heard, because the very next day, stocks were up for Royal Caribbean, so good for them. Now I got a story that's kind of weird, kind of scary, but luckily nothing ended in disaster. But yeah, before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from the ships that are coming online, to new restaurants, to tips and tricks that might save you money and just keep you updated with anything going on in cruising that I think you should know about, because there's always something happening in the cruising industry. And if you love cruising like me, you want to know what's going on and just piques your interest. I hope you'll join us. It doesn't cost anything and it really does help the channel out. Okay, people on the Valiant Lady this week got a once-in-a-lifetime experience when a waterspout, which is basically a kind of like a tornado on the water. It's called a waterspout instead of a tornado. And it popped up beside the ship. Not only did it pop up beside the ship, it actually quickly ran over the cruise ship over the pool deck. And while that sounds kind of scary, at least this one was not a strong one. It did blow deck chairs around, and it broke some glass up on the top decks. But luckily, no passengers and no crew members were injured, and the ship remains no real damage to the ship at all, other than maybe having to pick up some glasses and replace a couple deck chairs up on board. But I tell you, they're like, what are the odds of getting hit by a waterspout in the middle of the ocean? Like, wow. But that is a story all those passengers will have. That I've been on almost 140 cruises now. I've never had a waterspout pop up beside me. So that's one of those experiences that if you had it, you can brag to your friends, because not too many other people will ever experience something like that. Okay, before I sign off today, let's show you the t-shirt today. Does anyone get it? Does anyone get it? Huh? That's right, it's a Christmas shirt. Feel free to argue if the movie is a Christmas movie in the comments down below. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.